Hello there, Ray here. Today's video is my in-depth explanation for my witch farm design called the Witch Whittler. I built this witch farm design about 3.5 months ago, soon after joining the technical Minecraft server Prototech, and they just happened to need a witch farm design, and being a person who enjoys building original contraptions from scratch, I took it upon myself to build a witch farm. And it just so happens to be the best witch farm currently out there. We have a slice of my witch farm design in front of us. This type of witch farm design is a shifting floor, where when the witch spawns, the floor will shift, and this will allow the witch to clip through the floor and fall into its death. Having solid blocks at the foot level of the witch in a witch farm can decrease the rates of the witch farm. In this design, there is no solid blocks at the foot level of the witch farm, allowing us to keep the maximum efficiency of spawn rate. Once the tripwire detects a mob within the system, the floor will instantly allow the mob to fall through. The instant detection system works by when this tripwire hook detects the witch within the tripwire, it will power this piston, moving this redstone block out of the way, depowering this redstone, which will depower these two pistons, and this will allow this redstone to come up and power this piston for a brief moment, shifting the floors. Something very unique about my design is that not only is it ultra fast, it also contains no entities or tile entities. Entities are items such as armor stands or boats, which you can see their hitboxes by hitting F3 plus B. Tile entities are items like hoppers and comparators, which are blocks that contain extra data, both of which can cause unnecessary lag. In situations where witches spawn consecutively, or a witch spawns in between two slices of the floor, there is a adjustable clock back here that will only activate in these situations. This clock will make the shifting floor pulse multiple times, allowing the witch to fall through. The quartz blocks are blocks that are necessary to hold the redstone, where the red sandstone blocks are blocks that are used to prevent light from seeping into the spawning platforms or to prevent mobs from spawning in unwanted locations. At the end there is a light source here. This light source has two functions. It will cover up any light updates caused by this redstone torch. It will also come to the front and will allow the light level at this block to be high enough so that mobs cannot spawn. Although top slabs and solid blocks both allow witches to spawn on them, there are some clear differences between these two block types. If we drop a witch through the solid block side, you'll see that it goes straight through without slowing down or taking suffocation damage. If we drop a witch through the top slab side, we will get a very different outcome. If you just witnessed the witch taking some type of mysterious damage, you would be correct. If we slow the game down, we'll clearly see that the witch hits on the bottom slab while the floor is shifting, and clearly goes through the top slab. This is most likely a bug due to the game probably thinking that the top slab is a bottom slab while the witch is clipping through. You can either build this with a canopy and open sides, or it can be built with it completely enclosed without a canopy but with a shaded drop chute. Here we have a command block setup which will allow us to test my shifting floor compared to other shifting floor designs. Here we have a couple pairs of command blocks. In these command blocks we have a command that will summon a witch at a location. These bottom two will summon a witch at either side at the level of the shifting floor, where these two command blocks will summon a witch to replicate a witch falling down from a previous floor. When the witches fall through, they will activate these command blocks. This will allow us to see whose farm reacted quicker. Since the game cannot say both commands at once, we will have to repeat the experiment twice. First time we will press the top command block button. This will power both command blocks but give priority to the top command block. Secondly, we will press the bottom command block button. This will give priority to the bottom command block but still power both command blocks. On the left side we have my design, and on the right side we have Spire's design. Now we will test the reaction speed at the floor level of both designs. You see that Ray came up first, and now Spire came up first. This tells us that both designs are the same. In this case, my design is instant retraction, and so is Spire's, so this would be correct. Now we will simulate a witch falling from the previous floor. Spire, Ray. On soul sand. Now let's see the differences in the shifting patterns. You could clearly see that my design shifted back to its normal state much quicker than Spire's design. This is because my design will shift back in 1 redstone tick, where Spire's design will shift back in about 3 redstone ticks. This can cause the floor to shift at extra time in some situations. A downside to both these designs is that in a very rare occurrence, when these blocks are moving, the game will see this spot as a valid location to spawn a mob. A mob will spawn here and will die from suffocation damage from these blocks. Now we will perform the same test as before. On the left we have Sharir's design, and on the right we have my design. Now we will test the reaction speed. Ray. As we can see, Ray appeared first in both scenarios. This allows us to know that my design is faster than Sharir's. Since we know that my design is instant reaction, we now know that Sharir's design is not instant reaction as he claims it to be. His design is actually 1 redstone tick slower than instant. You can clearly see this because he used a redstone torch at the back here, which takes 1 redstone tick to update. Let's continue our testing. Sharir, Ray. Let's observe the differences in the shifting patterns. You could see in Sharir's design that the floor only shifts in 1 direction. This is a good concept, but comes at the steep price of having to use entities and tile entities, which we learned earlier can cause excessive lag. Entities such as minecarts have hitboxes, which collide with nearby blocks and cause lag. Comparators are tile entities which carry extra data in the form of their redstone output, which is constantly changing in this design, which causes more lag. Hoppers are tile entities as well, and they keep their extra data in the form of items. Plus, these hoppers are actually facing each other, and they are constantly pushing items between each other, which causes more lag. On top of that, if the hopper is not powered, it will try to pull in any items that are above it and will constantly check for items, causing even more excessive lag. As if that was not bad enough, the other side of this design is a mirror image. That means there's 25 of these slices per witch farm, and in a quad witch farm setup, that is 400 extra hoppers, not including all the tile entities and entities legging up your world. We will test out 1 more pair of designs. On the right we have Sharir's design, and on the left we have my innovation of the design. Ray. Sharir. Ray. From that you can see that my design is instant reaction. I did that by moving the tripwire closer and putting in a sticky piston with a redstone block, and that is butting this lower sticky piston. And I have a normal piston here that will update this piston, allowing it to retract instantly, and this repeater is set to 4 ticks. After hundreds of hours of testing, I was able to collect a lot of data. Not all the data was very conclusive, but there were some clear trends in the data. A clear trend was that my design outpaced Spire's and Sharir's design. Although many factors go into items per hour rate, one of them being CPU size, I was able to test all these designs in the same settings. Here are the rough results of my testing. Although shifting floor designs are very effective for witch farms, there are some bugs in the game that affect these types of farms. One of these bugs can be seen by spawning a witch with the 0.3 in the cords. This will cause the witch to spawn in, seeming to be floating and not being held up by any blocks, even though he's being held up by the adjacent block, but he does not activate the tripwire. This occurs naturally in witch farms, and the witch will be stuck in the witch farm until he despawns. If you found this interesting, show me with a like. If you want to see my next big technical build, be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to comment. Bye bye.